Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrea. It's nice to have you guys here. I'm hoping this will be fourth time lucky. This is the fourth time I'm sitting down to film this life update video. I've got a new camera, so if you watched the weekly vlog that if I upload this video on Friday, then the weekly vlog that went up on Wednesday, you'll know that I have a new camera now. So I'm trying to kind of get back into a filming rhythm, but a new camera always means there's just a few quirks and things that you have to get used to and settings you have to learn. So diving right in, today's video is going to be a probably long, chatty life update video. So get a drink, get a snack, get comfy cozy wherever you sit and watch your videos, and let's dive right in. So I've got my notes on my iPad and that is in my lap. So if I look down, I'm looking at my notes. If I'm looking up, it's because I'm looking at the flip up screen just to make sure that I'm still in focus and color and everything looks okay. So my last update video was in January. This video is going to kind of cover everything that's happened since then. I finished my first full year as a full-time instructor. That was an interesting experience and quite an adjustment. It was a great year. I learned a lot, and overall I did a lot better than I was expecting and kind of prepared for. I got really great evals from my students. A lot of them said some really nice things, which is always great. And I'm enjoying summer break. I'm enjoying working from home, and like I'm still working a lot, but I'm working from home, I'm working on my own schedule, and I'm really enjoying that. But I'm also not dreading fall semester starting and going back to campus and going back to teaching 5 classes, and like I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Freelancing update, it's been harder than I thought. It has also been an adjustment. It is growing more slowly than I had anticipated and kind of hoped. I'd hoped it would grow a little bit faster than it has. But, you know, good things worth having, things worth doing take time. And so I'm really enjoying it. The few jobs that I have had this year, the few clients that I've worked with, I've really enjoyed that. So I'm certainly not giving up on it. We'll just see how it grows over the rest of this year. Physical and mental health has been a struggle, which if you've been watching my vlogs, you have been witnessing that struggle. In January, early February, sometime at the very beginning of the year, I finally got a new therapist. I love her, she's amazing, and has really been helping me a lot. And yeah, it's definitely helped me feel like I am slowly getting my mental health back on track and getting back into kind of a good stable place with that, and not having panic attacks on a weekly and even daily basis. So that's been really great. And so by April, it was just kind of feeling like I just needed to hold on, just get to summer, and then I could take time to sleep and rest and do all kinds of self-care and just kind of really hit the reset button. And I was feeling really optimistic about April and just that last month. And then at the end of the month, the bottom dropped out. And so now we're gonna get to the tough part of this video. I've always had a policy on this channel about being perfectly fine, being open, honest, spilling my heart about all of my stuff. And so I'll talk about my mental health, I'll talk about my fibromyalgia, I'll talk about my imposter syndrome and my struggles as a PhD student and now as a full-time instructor. And like when it comes to me, I say just about everything. There's very little that I don't talk about. My rule has always been that once it starts crossing the line into then talking about other people in relation to me, that's where I keep things a little bit more private, because where my business starts becoming attached to other people's business, it just feels like unless they've willingly kind of come on this channel and wanted to be a part of this channel, like I just didn't really want to spill anyone's business. So I don't want anyone to feel that I have been malicious in keeping this from you, because that certainly was never my intent. I always thought that one day I would talk about this, but just in a different capacity. So for the last 5 years, I've been in a serious long-term, long-distance relationship. It has been complicated, most particularly because of the long distance. Long story short, the relationship is no longer. In April, at the end of April, the relationship ended. It did not end well. I was left with far more questions than I had answers. And so in the 2.5, we'll say 2.5 months since the breakup, or since it ended, it has been a process of me trying to come to terms with the fact that not only is the relationship over, and not only is that 5 years of my life kind of not down the drain, and I don't regret it, and that's been the one consolation, is like, as badly as this has ended and as unideal as this breakup has been, I don't regret anything. Obviously breakups are hard. This particular one has been hitting me a little bit harder in that it was a serious long-term relationship. It was my first relationship that was that serious and that long-term. I was, and still am, you know, I hate saying it in past tense because I'm not, it's not that I've fallen out of love with him, but like I was very much in love with him. I was imagining a future with him. You know, we'd been together for that long, and it just, yeah. So I definitely feel like I was blindsided, and it's been a huge amount of information to process, and there have been, like I said, a million questions and no answers, and it's hard not to then second guess everything in the relationship. Like, at what point did it stop working? At what point did stuff start happening? You know, was it all a lie? Was I a fool? Like, I know I'm not, and therapy has been great for helping me understand that, but it definitely has been a challenge to not slip into those thoughts. I think two of the best pieces of advice I was given, obviously everyone tells me, you'll be okay, it just takes time. I've heard the "it takes time" advice a million times. Someone said, you're probably getting sick of hearing that. And I'm like, it's not that I'm getting sick of hearing it. It's just, I know that it is going to take time. It will get better in time. And it just kind of isn't good that they may say patience is a virtue. It's not one of mine. I'm not a patient person. So part of the struggle has been like making myself take the time to process everything, and not to just distract myself and bury it down and just kind of wish time away, you know, hope that, well, if I just ignore it for several months, then several months from now it'll all be okay. It's like, that's not how you deal with stuff like this. So I have heard that. I've heard that it takes time. I'm well aware of that. But the two pieces of advice that were really good, first was, you know, be kind to yourself, give yourself space, treat yourself kindly, do things for yourself. So like, I have been really ramping up my self-care and letting myself sleep if I need to sleep, letting myself take a nap if I feel sleepy in the middle of the day. I give my body, and I do for my body what it wants. If it wants to do yoga, I do yoga. If it wants to just sleep, I let it sleep. So taking care of myself. And then the other piece of advice that I got very early on, she just said, don't let this change how you see yourself. And I thought that was, and that's gonna make me start crying as I think about that again. I think that's really good advice, and something that we don't think about when we go through something like this. It's so easy to look back at all of the actions that you took, and whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a relationship with a family member, when it breaks down, it's so easy to look back and think, okay, what did I do wrong? How was I an idiot? How was I a fool? Should I have known better? Should I have done something differently? And, you know, I've looked back, I honestly don't regret anything. And I probably would do it all again the same way that I did. Knowing, you know, obviously hindsight is 20/20, but I can look back and see that based on the information that I had at the time and based on how things were going at the time, I did the best I could, and I felt right in making the decisions that I made as far as this relationship goes. But it doesn't make it any easier when it's kind of your first real love and your first really, really significant relationship, it still makes it hard when it all comes to an end. I feel like I'm past the initial shock, but I'm definitely still going through a grieving process. Kind of glad that it happened right at the end of the semester. So I've kind of had summer break to kind of deal with this and process this and talk about it in therapy and talk to my friends, but it's been affecting me physically and mentally. My fibro pain is worse than it has been in years. My mental health it's in this weird place where on the one hand I feel like it is fairly stable and I have things, I don't want to say under control, but just I'm handling it, I'm dealing with it. I have my therapist, I have family and friends, I have support systems in place. So if I want to talk about things, I have people that I can talk to. But because I'm kind of semi on vacation, or at least my schedule is much more flexible and I'm working from home, if I have a day where I just don't want to get out of bed and I just want to cry all day, I have the freedom and the flexibility to do that. So I feel like the timing, as much as everything sucks, the timing has been, like, if it had to happen, this kind of was the best time for it to happen. And I feel like I'm already feeling in a slightly stronger place, and I think by August, when the fall semester starts and I am going back to a busier work schedule, I'll be feeling a little bit stronger. But yeah, my pain levels are higher, I'm getting more migraines, a lot of tension headaches. It's not been fun. With all of this going on, the breakup, which then is triggering a lot of fibro pain and mental health stress, and then when you're depressed and anxious, that has physical symptoms as well. It's definitely impacting my ability to make content. So I'm not posting on Instagram as much. I have completely ignored my blog since January. I have been really sporadic with my content on this channel, and I feel really guilty about that because my channel feels like it's finally starting to grow in a significant way. And you know, I've reached 1,000 subscribers. I'm just a little bit past that now, which is amazing. And my views are up, my view count, my watch minutes are up. So like, that's all great. And yet it's also happening at a time where I'm kind of putting on the brakes on uploading consistent content. But I think anyone who makes YouTube videos will agree with me. When you are going through stuff and when mentally you are just not feeling into it, you're not kind of in a good place, that's kind of the worst time to try to film videos. I don't like putting up videos that I was not in a good headspace when I was filming them or when I was editing them. I have to be in a good place mentally to film and edit. So I have some videos that are filmed, but I haven't edited them because I just haven't felt like it. There are other video ideas that I have that I just haven't been able to film. Having my camera break during all of this was also not helpful. So I think now that I've got a new camera and I'm kind of sorting out the settings and figuring out like where to sit, the lighting situation in my apartment has been a bit awkward because I want to be able to talk about some of the stuff online. I want to be able to talk about how I'm feeling in Instagram stories and stuff. I kind of have also had a rule in terms of like fibromyalgia and mental health that I don't talk about things until I can put a kind of learning experience twist on it. Like, I don't like talking about something just for the sake of venting and talking about how miserable I am. I like to be able to share how I'm coping and how I'm dealing with things so that other people who are going through something similar can not only maybe relate to my videos, but also learn something from them. So I feel like I'm finally at a point with the breakup where I'm past that initial shock and just trauma and can now kind of talk about how I'm coping. So like, yoga is definitely helping, sleeping is helping. I'm taking time to do other things that I like writing, which I'll get to that in a moment. So I think now that I have a new camera and I'm not stressed about the camera situation, I think getting back to filming more regularly will also help. But I'm also kind of taking the pressure off. So I'm not promising that we're immediately going back into 3 videos a week. If this video goes up on Friday, then you'll know that there wasn't a video on Monday, just on Wednesday, and now hopefully this one on Friday. So I'm not promising we're gonna get back to the usual 3 videos, but I will promise at least 1 video, most likely be the weekly vlog, and then hopefully at least 1, if not the regular 2, kind of sit down chatty videos as well. I'm doing my best. I feel like you guys have already noticed that. I feel like several of you have reached out to me privately. You've noticed that things aren't quite normal in terms of stress, that it's not just the usual stress, and you guys have been super supportive, which I am more appreciative of than you could possibly know or that I could possibly express. So that's kind of all of the crap, all of the kind of not so great or just kind of neutral updates. But there have been some good things that have happened. So as I mentioned, since January, I think it was around my birthday, the end of February, we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is incredible. I've said this before, but I don't see my subscriber number as just a number. I see that as over 1,000 individuals. I just am so grateful that so many of you have found something worth subscribing for. I also have reached the threshold of 4,000 watch hours within the past 12 months. We are now over 100,000. I think we're around to 107,000 something channel views, total channel views, which is insane because I only have a little over 500 videos. Some of those videos have gotten an insane number of views. My Scrivener video has somehow managed to become my most popular video, which is awesome. Reaching the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours also means that my channel now requalifies for being monetized. So some of you have probably noticed that there have been ads playing at the beginning of my videos and possibly during some of my videos. That is intentional. I have chosen to monetize my channel again now that I have reached those 2 thresholds after being demonetized during the great debacle of, was that sometime early last year, I think? Then the last 2 things. So number 1, I have been working on a project that I think I've mentioned it before in a Q&A, and I've kind of hinted at it or mentioned it really briefly in some vlogs, but I have been writing a novel. I've technically been writing it off and on over the last several years, but I am finally down to kind of the last bit of it. It is mostly complete. I'm still working on the ending, but I am onto a second draft. This will be the most complete draft, and I'm almost done with the second draft. So I'm about to send it off to several friends and family who have volunteered to be test readers. So I will then see what they think. And then once it is done being edited and I feel like it is ready to go, I have decided to self-publish it. So I'm not waiting for a traditional book deal or anything like that. I've been doing a ton of research on self-publishing versus traditional publishing, and I honestly feel like self-publishing is the right direction to go for me, particularly for this manuscript. It's a romance. It's set in London. Shocker, I'm sure. I'm really excited about it. I've been working off and on, like I said, for several years. I've written a large portion of it while on vacation in the UK. So I'm excited that it's finally kind of at a point where it could be published. The self-publishing process seems easy enough. I'm doing a lot of research now that I've decided that's what I'm going to do. I'm diving deep into research on how to actually do that. I'm tentatively hoping for sometime around early October for a launch. If not then hopefully by December. I definitely would like to get it published and launched sometime later this year, but if it has to happen early next year, then whatever, I'll do that. Obviously it's got to fit in around my work schedule and stuff, but I'm really excited about it, and it's been something that I have been feeling really excited about, and it's been a good distraction from all the other crap that's been going on. So I'm excited to share it more with you as we progress through this process. I will do other videos about kind of what I'm learning about self-publishing, about the book itself. There will be a whole launch video when we get there. So yeah, so stay tuned for more about that, but I'm really excited. I will definitely in the vlogs start talking about it more, kind of show you my editing process and anything else you want to know. So if there's anything you want to know specifically about writing a novel, how I've written this novel, how I'm going about the editing process, my writing process, my editing process, anything you specifically want to know, just let me know in the comments and I will make sure to talk about that either in future vlogs or in future designated chatty videos like this, or both. So let me know in the comments. So that is the book, that is the novel. Really excited. And so the last thing, which is probably the thing that some of you have been waiting for, and if you skipped straight to this part, I don't blame you, but the last thing, London 2019. It is happening. The tickets are booked. It is officially official, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I feel like that and the book are the two things that are getting me through everything else. So it will be late October. I will arrive. I fly out the 22nd of October. I land on the 23rd, and then I'm staying until November 1st. So it's a little bit shorter than the last time, but I am teaching. I'm teaching full time. I'll have a class that's going on in person and then 3 classes that I'm teaching online. So I will be working while I'm there. So I couldn't get away for much longer than what the trip ended up being. But yeah, I'll be there for about 8.5 days, and then we leave on the 1st. Because in a surprise twist, a wonderful surprise twist, I'm not going alone. My mom is coming with me. So excited about that. She's excited too. Neither of us can wait. And yeah, we're really excited. So that will be happening later this year. Not that much longer now. The rate this year is going, it's gonna be October before I know it. I can't believe it's already almost middle of July and summer school has started. I'm in the 2nd week of summer school. So yeah, the time is going to fly by. So it'll be here before I know it, and I will take you all along with me. I think that's it. I'm gonna stop there before this video gets super long again. Hopefully all of this will look okay when I edit it. If not, I think I'm just gonna upload it anyway because I can't keep refilming this. It's just driving me crazy, and I want to get this out so I can start talking publicly about not just the breakup and like why I'm stressed on any particular day in a vlog, but also to talk about London and to talk about the book and all of that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you made it all the way to the end, I would love it if you would leave some heart and British flag emojis in the comments so I know who my most loyal and dedicated viewers are. And let me know how you're doing in the comments as well. Give me your kind of mid-year life update. I can't believe we're more than halfway through 2019 already. So how has your year been going? Let's just chat and catch up in the comments. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one. You all are amazing, and I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.